dual music singles, an imperfect romance, and finding support through community. You might think you know what Dove Cameron's all about, but this former Disney star still has some tricks up her sleeve. Keep watching to find out what they are. Dove Cameron had a shockingly dark childhood. The first of a series of events that changed her life forever was the loss of her best friend when she was only 8 years old. It all happened under particularly tragic circumstances, as Cameron's friend and her sister were both killed by their father, after which he killed himself. Having to live through such a shocking event at such a young age still affects Cameron to this day, but she manages to use the light in her life as a balm for the darkness she's previously experienced. She doesn't allow that darkness to have a place in her life, as she knows what it's like to feel stuck in it, and she doesn't want that to be her life story. If anything, what she endured taught her a valuable lesson. As she explained to Just Jared Jr. in 2017, you get really clear on what matters and what doesn't. That's been such a blessing. In a 2015 interview with Yahoo, Dove Cameron and her mother Bonnie Wallace discussed how she was a victim of bullying in middle school. Cameron was a bit of a loner to begin with, as she would spend most of her free time on the internet, watching videos of her favorite idols and living vicariously through them. From an early age, she felt that she had more in common with them than her classmates, who mostly tried to make her life miserable. Cameron had to dodge bullets on a daily basis. Girls would try to trip her between classes, she got locked in the janitor's closet, and she even had to endure one girl purposefully spilling chocolate milk on a dress she made herself. The worst moment was possibly during a school trip, when other girls threw razors at her and told her to kill herself. It was brutal, but Cameron saw it for what it was. As she put it, they were all insecure. They were angry, snapping at everybody. It was so obvious. When Cameron was 14, her mom decided to make the move to Los Angeles so that her daughter could pursue the career of her dreams. The budding star booked some small parts before truly breaking out at the age of 16, when she landed the lead roles of identical twin sisters on Disney Channel's hit show Liv and Maddie. As she revealed to Just Jared Jr., she spent 3 months with the show's director to figure out how she could give each of the twins their own unique personalities, interests, and mannerisms.
I know it looks like we must be identical twins, but sometimes I seriously question it.
The show ran for 4 seasons, and it taught Cameron some valuable lessons, like the fact that family can be present wherever you go in the world if you create it. As she put it to Teen Vogue in 2017, "It taught me so much about trusting humans and vulnerability, and the depths you can reach with those who were once strangers." Losing your childhood best friend is more than enough heartache for a lifetime, but Dove Cameron had to face yet another tragedy when she was 15, as that was when her father took his own life. She hasn't talked much about his death, although she did tell Entertainment Weekly in 2017, "He was such a sensitive person. He had bursts of anger, but he was also so beautiful, and he designed jewelry and went to the Peace Corps." Cameron also revealed that she hopes to one day make a movie about his life. In 2019, she took to Instagram to pay tribute to her dad on the 8th anniversary of his death. She visited his favorite restaurant in Los Angeles, the Original Pantry Cafe, which turned into an opportunity for her to connect with him. As she shared, "I have very few reminders in my life left of him, physical proof that he was ever here to begin with. It's almost like my life now and my life with him are 2 different lives, and I guess, for the most part, I have kept it that way on purpose. Not because I prefer it or I want to forget, but mostly because it is too painful to look at all the time. It's not happy. It's really sad every day, and so am I most days, if I'm honest, and that's okay too." Cameron also honors her father's memory with her name. She was born Chloe Celeste Hosterman, but she then legally changed her name to Dove. As she revealed on Twitter in 2017, "My father always called me Dove. He took his own life when I was 15. I didn't get to say goodbye, so I changed it in honor of him." Dove Cameron has been open about her mental health journey. She's been going to therapy since she lost her childhood best friend, and as she revealed to Just Jared Jr. in 2017, she struggles with anxiety, and getting recognized by people in public used to be a trigger for her. Simply put, handling fame didn't come naturally to her. She had a panic attack the first time someone recognized her, and it took her a while to get used to it. Cameron is a big advocate for speaking up about mental health. As she sees it, there's no use in denying your pain, as your story can always help someone make it through their own heartache. Her advice to people struggling with their mental health is to confront that inner voice telling you that you're not good enough, and when you feel like anxiety is suffocating you, you don't give in. As she told Just Jared Jr., "I know it's going to pass. I have examples from my life I can draw from where it has come and gone, so I power through."
You can't really distract yourself from yourself.
One of the biggest hits of Dove Cameron's young career thus far has been the Disney Channel movie franchise Descendants, which chronicles the lives of the teenage children of Disney villains. Cameron played Mal, daughter of Maleficent, famed antagonist to Sleeping Beauty. The prospect of playing Mal really excited Cameron because of the inner conflict the character was dealing with. That made her all the more relatable and brought a human aspect to what was largely a fantasy world. As Cameron explained in an interview with She Knows, the film's characters are a brilliant example that where you come from doesn't have to determine where you end up going. Instead, you get to decide who you are and who you want to become. The actor put a lot of herself into Mal, who really wasn't a fully developed character before Cameron started playing her. She had to fill in a lot of blanks for herself, and that allowed her to create a truly believable character that exhibits many of the traits she herself possesses. As she explained to 17, she's incredibly self-possessed, very strong, very persistent, and resilient.
Mal and I have both been through a lot in our lives that have made a very layered human today.
According to Dove Cameron, when she falls in love, it's usually head over heels. Consider, for example, her relationship with Liv and Maddie co-star Ryan McCartan. The pair started dating in 2013 and got engaged just 3 years later, when she was only 20. Sadly, though, it didn't last, as the couple called it quits after about 6 months. Neither of them publicly elaborated on what happened, though Cameron has hinted at what went wrong in some social media posts and interviews. When she posted a picture of herself and her new beau Thomas Doherty on Instagram, one fan wrote Ryan in the comment section, to which Cameron replied, "Was terrible to me." In a 2019 interview with 17, Cameron admitted that their relationship wasn't as perfect as it had seemed, and that the pressure to make it appear as if it was came from McCartan. Music has been a big part of Dove Cameron's career thus far. Her vocal talents have been on display on Liv and Maddie and Descendants, and she also used to post song covers on her YouTube channel. But she didn't fully dive into the music industry until 2019, when she released her first official singles. Yes, singles, plural, as there were 2 of them, because Dove Cameron doesn't do anything halfway. Those first singles were titled Bloodshot and Waste. Even though they were released together, they told 2 different stories. As Cameron explained to Teen Vogue in September 2019, the songs served to showcase different sides of her personality. While Waste is a feel-good, sultry track about intense love, Bloodshot is the polar opposite. Cameron exposes her soul in the latter track, which focuses on dealing with the pain of losing someone. It was the perfect way to establish herself as an artist in the music industry. Cameron has continued to release music, including the 2022 single Boyfriend, an empowering queer anthem that really resonated with her fans, as it garnered a whopping 24 million streams within the first 24 hours of its release. Dove Cameron has always known that she's bisexual. When she was still just a kid, she had a friend named Erin whom she met in theater class. As she recalled to Refinery 29, she was washing my hair and she said, "I love you. I'm in love with you." I was like, "I'm in love with you too." We were 8, but it continued from there into our early adulthood. We held hands, we would kiss. It was early love. Cameron would go on to have crushes on cute boys as well, while she would also crush on some girls. She'd always lived like someone who was out, though she never actually flat out told the world, at least not right away. But then, while she was on Instagram Live in 2020, she set the record straight as she admitted, "Guys, I really needed to explain something to you. Maybe I haven't said it, but I'm super queer."
So when I came out last year, I really was like, oh, great. And there it is, right?
Then the following year, Cameron really left no more room for confusion when she appeared on the cover of Daytime Summer 2021 issue. Even though coming out might have seemed like it was pretty effortless for Cameron, it actually wasn't. Her biggest fear was that the LGBTQ+ community wouldn't want to have anything to do with her. Another nagging voice told her that people would call her a liar if she came out. But the reality has actually been the opposite. As she told Gay Times, "I have found unmatched support in the LGBTQ+ community. I'm so grateful to even be doing this interview. I've been able to love myself through how others love and support me." Dove Cameron loves to appear in projects that bring her joy. One recent example is the Apple TV Plus musical comedy series Schmigadoon. She played Betsy, a sweet and innocent waitress in the magical title town, whose residents are stuck in the 1940s. Cameron instantly knew that she wanted to be a part of the show when she realized how niche it was. As she told Collider, "All the best things are made for the sake of themselves, rather than to be generic and big and for the broadest audience. I knew that this has been done with care and with the highest caliber of people, so I was very excited to be a part of it."
Schmigadoon is okay, so we're calling it Schmigadoon and we're all, am I saying this right? Also, I still don't know how to spell it, I'll be honest.
When it comes to playing characters like Betsy, Cameron has a few tricks up her sleeve to make them relatable. Her big secret is to simply have fun. She's a firm believer in doing everything with joy, although Betsy proved to be a special challenge in this regard. Since the show is set in the 1940s, some of the things that she says are the exact opposite of what women stand for today. But according to Cameron, that's what makes her funny, and it also means that playing the part is never boring. As she admitted to Refinery 29, "I love playing over-the-top characters. I don't ever want to play a character that I find boring." If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, please contact the crisis text line by texting HOME to 741-741. Call the National Alliance on Mental Illness helpline at 1-800-950-NAMI, that's 1-800-950-6264, or visit the National Institute of Mental Health website.